The views expressed in the following program do not necessarily represent the views of this station or its management.
Real People, Real Life is brought to you by these fine sponsors.
Okay, Real People, Real Life, Wichita, Kansas, America, guys. Some of us are over here, trying to.
And out of respect for Donald Trump, Russia.
Oh, Lord, okay.
What are you going to do now, Don? I don't know.
Okay, we've got a couple things we want to get to before we get to the rest of the show. And we were here last year, okay, and you'll be seeing some videos. We had a great time. So this year is the 45th annual.
Wow.
Okay, so I stopped by T&O, Truett and Osborne, their motorcycle shop over here in Wichita that's been open since 1970. And I'll kind of give you some B-roll for that here in a minute, and I think you're going to find some pretty fascinating things. And then I will go ahead and put up some of the videos of Foss and I having a blast.
It was
year.
amazing. We had a wonderful time.
Yes. 45th annual Truett and Osborne drag races are coming up August 20th and 21st, and you're not going to want to miss, I promise.
No, it's a blast, and they have wonderful little other competitions too out there. For example, 2013, I won Miss Bombshell out there. Yeah, and they're going to be doing other contests like that too. So there's lots of fun prizes, bands. It's great drag races, great guys. Just a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. Okay, and here you go with some of our friends from T&O.
Okay, listen, I'm coming to you today from Truett and Osborne Motorcycles. Okay, I've got so much to tell you. This is way cool. They're located at 3345 East 31st Street, and right now they have a huge leather sale going on. Okay, don't forget that these guys do buy, and sell Harleys, and a couple of gorgeous ones are right here. So they do buy and sell Harleys. They've got a huge selection of parts. But one of the things I think that they're world famous for is the fact that they make stroker fly wheels. Again, that's stroker fly wheels. They are world famous for making those right here at Truett and Osborne in Wichita, Kansas. How cool is that? Okay, another big thing, in addition to being famous for making the stroker fly wheels and of course the huge selection of parts, the leather sale that's going on now, buying and selling Harley-Davidson motorcycles, I gotta tell you, one of the coolest things I look forward to every summer here in Wichita, is the 45th annual, this year, it is the 45th annual Truett and Osborne drag races. I'm going to be there. I'm there pretty much every year. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Of course, Truett and Osborne motorcycle drag races at the Kansas International Dragway. Now, like I said, this year's the 45th annual. So I know it's going to be great big attendance. You can camp there. Okay, there is camping available for the 2-day event. However, there are no hookups for your motorhomes or campers or anything like that. But yes, you can camp there. They have a 1-day pass available for Saturday or the 2-day pass available for Saturday and Sunday. Now, the Kansas International Dragway is located at 7900 West 61st Street North in Mays, Kansas. The races are Saturday, August 20th and Sunday, August 21st. Gates open Friday at 3 p.m. Now, on Saturday, keep in mind, Friday and Saturday night, there's going to be live bands. It's a ton of fun. A lot of people do come and stay for the whole weekend. And when I say they come from all over the United States. I mean, these are racers in multiple different categories that travel to Wichita, Kansas, and go to this race each and every year. So in addition to having your ET practice, you're going to have your pro qualifying, of course, the eliminations, and then Sunday, possible second chance race. That's all I'm going to tell you about that one right now. Anyway, so of course you've got open fuel, B fuel, top gas, nostalgia, and of course there's 3 different brackets. Unqualified pro bikes, may run bracket. So there's a lot of different brackets for the motorcycle riders to sign up, be a part of, get out there, race on the track. Hey, we know folks that have won record after record at this event, so let's break some records this year. So again, it's the 45th annual Truett and Osborne drag races. Again, that's Saturday, August 20th and Sunday, August 21st. Now, if you want more information, you want to get your motorcycle entered, you want to enter, give them a call right here. The area code is 316 316-682-4781. Again, you can get a hold of Truett and Osborne at 316-682-4781. Of course, you can always stop by the store. They're located here in Wichita at 3345 East 31st Street. And you can check them out at their website. It's Truett, Truett, and spelled out A-N-D, Osborne, spelled OSBORNE.com. Okay, so you'll find more information about the races. You'll find more information about this fantastic family-owned business that's been right here in Wichita since 1970. And they are known worldwide. They're known state, regionally, nationally. I wish the guys would come out, but they're all camera shy. So there's tons of Harleys all over, inside and outside, that are used. This one's a 1945. Wow. Anyway, all kinds of Harleys available for sale right here at Truett and Osborne. Stop by and see them. But the big thing, make sure you tell Paul, his son, and everybody here, thanks for bringing us once again this year the 45th annual Truett and Osborne drag races right out here on 7900 West 61st Street North. That's the Kansas International Dragway. That's kind of in Mays, Kansas, kind of northwest of Wichita. Don't forget, race dates, Saturday, August 20th and Sunday, August 21st. This is Robin coming to you, real people, real life, Wichita, Kansas, from Truett and Osborne Motorcycles, here since 1970.
Alrighty. That was interesting.
That was
Okay.
fun.
Okay, I've got one more thing we got to get to real quick, okay? And this is with Dr. Jeremy Crosby, and we got a little bit with him this morning. He is the author of the book, A Mind Frozen in Time. He also is the person with the documentary movie, Searching for Home, themovie.com. He has opened a facility here in Wichita, and they've been, bless his heart, he's been working on it day and night. This coming Wednesday from noon until 1:30, he'll be offering a special. It's $10, and it's a classroom setting. Seating is limited, and it's for anybody that suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder, whether they're a veteran or a first responder, or fire, EMS, police, that kind of thing. He's got a new facility here in Wichita, but I'm going to cut to him and let you guys hear from him.
Great.
And I am so honored to introduce you to Dr. Jeremy Crosby. You're located here in Wichita. This man is doing something unlike anybody else that I've ever met here in the United States. And I'm just going to turn this over to you, Dr. Crosby, because you are just phenomenal. I cannot say thank you enough, sir. Wow. There you go.
Okay. Hi, I'm Dr. Jeremy Crosby, and I'm one of the owners here at my new therapy practice. It's called House of Clarity. And one thing that we're going to start offering in the treatment of trauma and PTSD is PTSD classes. The reason for this, if you look at the actual treatment guidelines for treating post-traumatic stress disorder, the guidelines say that all components of treatment need to require an educational component. The purpose for that is to increase a person's understanding of the symptoms and what they're dealing with, and then out of that understanding, that leads to healthier coping skills and being able to learn how to deal with symptoms, reduce the symptoms, and start rebuilding your life in a healthy way. I'm going to be offering a special class on August the 10th, and that will run from noon till 1:30. The special class is geared toward first responders, police, firefighters, combat veterans, EMT, EMS, anyone who's had that type of experience and would be interested to come and learn about the way trauma affects a person's life and begin the process of learning how to cope and deal and rebuild your life. Following that, I will be offering a class once a week, and the class will be on Monday evenings from 6 to 7 p.m. It will be held here in the classroom, and we are located at 650 North Carriage Parkway, suite number 135, and again, that's here in Wichita, Kansas. So if you would like to participate in the class, please call our office. Our phone number is 316-927-3010, and all you have to do is call and sign up, and we look forward to seeing you. Thank you.
You know, can I ask one thing real quick? The cost for the class?
Yes. Yes, the cost is $10 per person, and some people are asking, well, why is the cost so low? The purpose is to make it affordable for hopefully anyone,
Everybody.
to be able to get in and get the help that they
I think
need.
one of the things that you and I were talking about earlier is in that post-traumatic stress disorder, the person that's suffering.
Yes.
It's not just that person, but sometimes it's the family members as well, and you kind of offer something for those people as well. What's that?
Yes, here in the clinic we offer individual therapy, couples therapy, marriage and family therapy.
Okay.
So even for spouses and family members, that's available as well.
That is so important. We talked to that a lot of times the hardest thing is getting the person to come forward.
Yes.
And we've talked about this on different shows and different times. But you're doing something special. We want everybody obviously to come, on the event that you have coming up. And of course seating is limited, but you're going to start putting these classes available online.
Yes, that'll be coming a little bit down the line.
Yeah.
And so even if a person finds it difficult to leave their home,
right,
it's still accessible over the internet.
Right over the internet. Wichita, Kansas, let me tell you that we are so incredibly lucky to have you and all the other therapists that you have here offering something that's so needed. I was telling Doctor earlier that to me, he's like in this giant ocean of need because we know that post-traumatic stress disorder is a huge problem. And I do want to say thank you to a very good friend of ours who did call me and you made such a difference in his life. I just cannot begin to say thank you enough. Keep doing it. It's so needed. Yes. It's so needed. Yes. Thank you so much. And we will come back again with Real People, Real Life to show you some of the progress and talk to you some more, Doctor. Thank you. I'm so excited for you. Thank you so much. We'll be back with more Real People, Real Life. We've got so many things going on. It's just woo. Okay, so our guest coming up next will be Juanita with Justice Keepers.
We love her.
So we love her. This is true. We got a lot to do. So here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see you soon. Real People, Real Life. Stay here.
Real People, Real Life is brought to you by these fine sponsors.
Albero Cafe, like a vacation to Italy, with Wichita's best Italian dining. Open Monday to Saturday. Happy hour Monday to Thursday, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Enjoy our featured cocktails, lovely wines, and famous martinis. Albero Cafe.
Easy Pay Auto Sales, 2305 South Broadway. Our goal is to make your next auto buying experience nice and easy. We specialize in getting you the best prices with the most reasonable down payments. Bad credit, no worries. We keep it hassle-free and no crazy gimmicks. You can even call and make your payments over the phone with your credit or debit cards. Keeping it nice and easy for you at Easy Pay Auto Sales, 2305 South Broadway. Find us on Facebook.
When you look good, you feel amazing. Let 2NVMe help you. Straight, wavy curls, volume, or 100% virgin hair is the best in the world. The perfect professional business look, the perfect fun lady social look, the perfect beautiful night on the town. You can be all of those and more with real hair extensions from 2NVMe. 6160 East 21st Street North, Suite 220. Buy online with free shipping at 2NVMe.com. You deserve to feel fantastic.
Kiter Nursery Landscape Outlet, located at 6441 South Broadway, is your year-round growing headquarters. Every spring and fall, our greenhouses are full of the most beautiful flowers, trees, hanging baskets, and more, sure to add beauty for years to come. We are also a gardener's dream come true. From veggies to herbs, we have the best. Decorative planting pots and yard art, the most in one place. Smoking barbecue wood to wood for your indoor and outdoor fireplaces. Kiter Nursery Landscape Outlet, come grow with us. Find us on Facebook, open 7 days a week.
Hi, this is Golden of the King's Kids at the King's Corner. It's my favorite time of year again. Summertime! At Credit King, my dad and everyone here have summer fun in mind. This SUV is perfect for family vacation. Mustangs, big time sporty fun. Heading to the lake for some fishing? This truck right here. Dad can get you taken care of even with bad credit. Yep, my dad's like a superhero. Thank you, Dad. Credit King Auto Sales. Summer savings at 31st Street South and Broadway. Go CreditKing.com. Nobody does it better than the King.
Welcome back once again, Real People, Real Life, Wichita, Kansas, America! Woo! And speaking of America, all right, one of our co-hosts, one of our friends, Juanita, with Justice Keepers.
Yes.
I love you, girl. It's been a while since you were on.
Yes, it has.
And you've been, and we keep saying we're going to get together and we're going to go out here and we're going to do all this, but everybody gets busy and weird things happen.
Sounds like you've really been busy, though.
She's been incredibly busy, and I kind of caught up a little bit. You had a part 1.
Yes.
And that's what we're going to talk about for the next couple of segments is the jail and bail and prison forum.
Right.
Now, you already had one, and this was a while back. This was actually on July 9th. Nick, it was pretty interesting. I saw bits and pieces. I know you were there.
Yes.
Can you kind of take us back to the beginning if you can, and then we'll get up to speed because you have another event coming, and that's why we're rushing to get this show done and on the air so we can let people know about it.
Okay. Yeah, when you're a fighter for justice, people give you calls, they inbox you a lot of times, and they have a lot of issues that are going on with the jail, the bail, and the prison system. And so several organizations got together so that we could begin to hear from the people, and that was what part 1 was about, is to hear all those voices that are silent for the most part, about give them a forum to advocate for their family members that are incarcerated. So this is the voices from inside that are incarcerated and allowing their family members to speak out about what's going on to their loved ones and the expenses that the families are enduring for having someone incarcerated.
I just want to stop you right for 1 second. Because I said this the other day, and I think people kind of went nutso. But if we took what we call our law enforcement, okay, if we took these entities that all stem from law enforcement, and we took the profit out of that, okay, because see, back around the 80s, I think it was, the beginning of the 80s is when they started realizing, wow, there's a lot of money to be made in this stuff,
Right.
okay, and now look at where we are now. So this kind of went back, and I just think that if somebody at a state level, you're not going to get at a city level, it would have to be state or federal. They need to take the gigantic revenue out of all of this.
Right.
Good luck. Keep going.
Yes. Well, there are numerous efforts, and I went to a criminal justice reform, and it's called Smart Justice, Kansas for Smart Justice, and that's what they're working on. And so the more our voices collectively begin to look at this issue and address this issue, then we all can make a difference because it's impacting every last one of us.
Yeah, it is.
None of us will know at any given time when one of our own family members will be thrust into the criminal justice system.
As somebody who's had several family members in prison, not just jail, but in prison.
Well, and who knows? I mean, you could yourself end up in prison. This is what your family is going to be going through, I mean...
We've had this conversation.
Because all it takes is, a law enforcement contact, and, at any given point. I mean, I was just on my way to Kansas City, and I got stopped. Okay.
You?
Yeah, just yesterday. So
really?
At any given point, if I wasn't signal 30, I could have been in Peabody, Kansas, and nobody would have known, what had happened to me. So, I mean, we all have to be concerned about, the criminal justice system, and we cannot afford to be silent.
I agree. One of the things that I remember that kind of brought a lot of this to the attention of several people was, one thing, you can clarify this, the cost of the phone calls.
Yes.
What the heck is that all about?
That is big business in and of
that
itself.
That is a huge business.
Yeah, that was a big issue because for you to get a phone call that's $14.99 for 15 minutes, and then you have to use your credit card, and then on that call they're saying that your call could be monitored.
No, it
for
says
further investigation.
That's correct.
Yeah.
For further
so just for you
investigation.
answering a phone call,
really,
that is
yourself,
correct.
Yeah,
Are
could be under
subjected to
investigation.
scrutiny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know that. Yeah, it's crazy. And the thing
And
is,
that's something new. That wasn't, a part of Sheriff Henshaw's genre when he was a sheriff. This is all a part of...
Who owns that phone company per se?
That's where, we need a little bit more clarity.
there's something else.
Bring that up.
Securus is one of the owners of the systems that are at the county jail.
Who is it?
Securus.
Okay.
SECURRUS.
Who's one of the owners?
That name did come up.
Uh-huh.
Don.
I ain't saying
Robin,
nothing.
I have something else though. They've changed visitation. Visitation now costs.
Right.
You can only do it on Skype. You cannot go and visit through that little glass and all that good stuff. No, you only can do it through a Skype thing.
Seriously?
Well, actually, you can go to the prison. To the county jail. It's a 20-minute visit, and it's a video visit.
And that's a video, and it costs though. It costs.
No, when you go in there, it's
yeah,
free.
when you go in, it's free, but it's also video.
But if you decide you want to Skype it at home,
it costs.
Yeah, it's like $15.
It's like a JPay thing.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's another invite for you to use your credit card.
Exactly.
Okay, well, we had a conversation a while back with some very influential people, and we were talking about the prison phone calls and kind of how that kind of got started. So you do want to check into some people.
There sounds like a story here.
I think it was a city council person.
Bingo! I was just waiting for somebody to say that.
Dick Graffenreid or something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And talking about politicians, that's one of the things that we want to highlight with part 2 of the forum, is that we want to bring the elected officials, those who were selected, to be on the panel and to hear from the families about these very issues that we're talking about. People are struggling, they're in a financial bind.
Don't we know that?
And, the thought of having to, spend most of all of your resources taking care of someone that's incarcerated, it can be very heavy weighing on a single family, a family period.
Well, I hear not just heavy weighing, but also something about some of these places when you go and visit your loved ones. The expenses and all that, but then your privacy is invaded at some of these facilities. From what I'm understanding, like they can even force you, like after a visit, to do fingerprinting, or at least they try to do that.
Well, yeah, I believe that happened at one of Kansas prisons, and this is when you really need your media to bring something like that to the forefront, and I think that's what helped bring attention to that issue, other than families that were crying out about it.
Because you still have
wasn't that
rights,
picked up
and
with
that's
AP?
Yeah.
Didn't the Associated Press AP pick that up?
Yeah.
I think that's where I saw it. Yeah.
They were fingerprinting people who were leaving visitation.
Right.
Yeah.
Threatened with if you didn't
Then you
comply,
couldn't return.
You could lose your visitation.
How is that legal?
Yeah.
It is not.
Well, this is why we have to have
But that doesn't
these
stop
forums,
them.
because
They don't regulate
families
themselves.
are suffering in silence, and when you're suffering
Yeah.
in silence, these issues don't get to the forefront. So when we are able to come together and we're not hiding behind a home, we are able to come together, and you see the outrage of something like this happening. These are public facilities that even your media can't go inside of.
Don't I know it? We used to have.
We have to just hear what's going on. It's it's like one-sided. So we need to add some other sides to that.
Thank you. Well, we talked about this before, because I used to go, and one of the last prisons I went to was Hutch, and went in and videotaped and talked to the inmates, even the lifers. For me to be able to do that again. And it doesn't matter. I can pass the KBI checks and all that. That's not the problem.
Right.
It's just that suddenly I have cameras everywhere I go, obviously, and that doesn't seem to be very
well. One of the things that's got to be important is that you got to have those people that we elect. If they're chairing the oversight for the prisons, and they're not even going into the prison. That's a red flag.
Are any of them going to be here?
Well, we've invited Carolyn McGuinn, who was, when I went to her website before July 9th, it showed that she was a chair over the corrections. Relentlessly, I tried to get her to come and at least hear the concerns for July 9th.
She didn't come?
somebody came and said that, you may have heard them saying that she said she's no longer the chair over that. Well, okay, even
Well,
if
yeah,
you got
she did a tough primary too.
Well, my thing is this: is that if you're now all this time that I have been calling you, and I'm giving you information about the jail, bail, prison forum, and I'm saying that you're the chair, and we would like to have you on the forum to hear the concerns of the family,
And then just to not show
and
up.
you're just not even responding. You know, you call and you leave a message. I got a message, and then when I call you back, you don't even follow back. I inbox you. I mean, I'm doing everything I can as a citizen to invite you to this event, and you don't show up, or you send a message to another state representative that you're no longer a chair. But what were you doing when you were the chair? How about that?
Yeah, how about that? Start there.
Let's start
Why
there.
is she not the chair anymore?
And who is the chair? Okay.
Yeah.
That would be the question.
Yeah.
If it's not you, then who is it? I mean, you've been spending all this time. I mean, I know I'd be like, I've been emailing you, I've been messaging you, I've been trying to contact you. And
I know when somebody else gets my job who it is, so she knows.
You really want to be nice, and you want to be professional, and you want to be, you want to extend like everything is
Professional
positive.
courtesy, right.
But I'm sorry, everything is not right in the house. It's not, and it takes somebody, the courageous people to bring it out.
That's you, honey.
Yeah,
that's you.
So we have extended the invitation to Secretary of Corrections, the wardens at the prison, and we know that the Secretary of Correction has declined. We know that the warden of Lansing has declined. But in the meantime, with them declining, we'd like to know that somebody from their facility will come and hear the concerns of we the people.
Wow. We're going to be right back with more Real People, Real Life, Wichita, Kansas, America.
Real People, Real Life is brought to you by these fine sponsors.
Albero Cafe, like a vacation to Italy, with Wichita's best Italian dining. Open Monday to Saturday. Happy hour Monday to Thursday, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Enjoy our featured cocktails, lovely wines, and famous martinis. Albero Cafe.
Easy Pay Auto Sales, 2305 South Broadway. Our goal is to make your next auto buying experience nice and easy. We specialize in getting you the best prices with the most reasonable down payments. Bad credit, no worries. We keep it hassle-free and no crazy gimmicks. You can even call and make your payments over the phone with your credit or debit cards. Keeping it nice and easy for you at Easy Pay Auto Sales, 2305 South Broadway. Find us on Facebook.
When you look good, you feel amazing. Let 2NVMe help you. Straight, wavy curls, volume, or 100% virgin hair is the best in the world. The perfect professional business look, the perfect fun lady social look, the perfect beautiful night on the town. You can be all of those and more with real hair extensions from 2NVMe. 6160 East 21st Street North, Suite 220. Buy online with free shipping at 2NVMe.com. You deserve to feel fantastic.
Kiter Nursery Landscape Outlet, located at 6441 South Broadway, is your year-round growing headquarters. Every spring and fall, our greenhouses are full of the most beautiful flowers, trees, hanging baskets, and more, sure to add beauty for years to come. We are also a gardener's dream come true. From veggies to herbs, we have the best. Decorative planting pots and yard art, the most in one place. Smoking barbecue wood to wood for your indoor and outdoor fireplaces. Kiter Nursery Landscape Outlet, come grow with us. Find us on Facebook, open 7 days a week.
Hi, this is Colton of the King's Kids at the King's Corner. It's my favorite time of year again. Summertime! At Credit King, my dad and everyone here have summer fun of mine. This SUV is perfect for family vacations. Mustangs, big time sporty fun. Heading to the lake for some fishing? This truck right here. Dad can get you taken care of even with bad credit. Yep, my dad's like a superhero. Thank you, Dad. Credit King Auto Sales. Summer savings at 31st Street South and Broadway. Go CreditKing.com. Nobody does it better than the King.
Welcome back once again, Real People, Real Life, Wichita, Kansas, America. Wow. Okay. And we do know, I think that we've all known this because one of the first shows that we ever did when it was just Dawn and I was actually on the mass incarceration that we have here in the United States. So I want to say thank you, Juanita, for joining us again. And again, the topic for this particular segment is jail, bail, and prison. you've already passed, the forum part 1. You have forum part 2. That will be, let's talk about that real quick. Where is it at and everything like that?
It will be Saturday, August 13th from 11 to 2 p.m. At the Ford Rockwell Library. That's 5939 East 9th Street. 688-9361 is their phone number. And if you want to contact us for information, you can also dial 312-2984. That's 312-2984. Part 2 is designed for citizens to share concerns identified in Part 1, formed with a panel of officials this time. Get agreement on possible solutions. One of the things that we had mentioned at the first forum was policies and procedures for the jail. The fact that none of us know what they are. We know that there's problems, but where is there a policy to deal with it? Where's the procedures? So I know that Sheila, officer, has been working with the sheriff to get that done. And I do want to applaud Sheriff Easter because he has been communicating with us. He has gone back and he's trying to address the issues. He's not avoiding them. So,
which is nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is nice.
When we had him and our new chief of police
wonderful.
on this a few weeks back, whenever it was, I mean, wouldn't you agree, Don?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you all agree that I think with everything that we have going on these days, to have Sheriff Easter and also to have our new chief of police,
Ramsey.
chef,
Let me tell you
the
something.
chef. I'm thrilled that we have them.
Yeah, we really are.
I think we might see results.
Yeah, and that was very important because he did, even though he didn't have to come to the first one, he did.
Yeah.
And he took on every issue.
He was the only one that was.
He was the only one that came.
That's what I thought.
He came to listen, and then he just, at that point we felt compelled to let him respond to the numerous concerns that were raised there. Solitary confinement was one of those issues.
Yeah.
A lot of times people don't know why they're being sent into solitary confinement, and that was one of the issues raised at the jail. But what's more important is that inmates that are in solitary confinement in the prisons, and then if they're released right from solitary confinement onto the streets,
They can't do that, can they?
Oh, they do it all the time.
They do it all the time.
With no mental preparation, like no halfway between like therapy to recondition them to not being in solitude.
Well, they do have some programs that are inside the prison, but this is where we need those representatives from the prisons to come in and represent and tell us about that. We don't want to assume that they don't have these systems in place when they do. But we do need to be concerned as citizens that people are being released from solitary confinement and have our issues presented to them about that.
I think that's one of the biggest things is and I can't remember who we've had this conversation before, Vasa. How can you expect somebody that, at a young age found themselves in the wrong place at the wrong time, which a lot of times kids, teenagers at 20-something, it happens, right? Usually that's kind of when they find out just how
stupid they really
how stupid they really are sometimes.
Now, honestly make bad choices that will stick with you, though, and then they go in and then their very characters change.
Right.
And how do you adapt? I mean, I can't even, if it were me, I can't even imagine. I mean, look at it like this. If you, the last 10 years, let's just say, look at where we are now and put yourself 10 years ago, where were you? Now, if that last 10 years, until this morning, right?
You were in solitary confinement.
Away from everybody and everything, and you don't have a clue what's going on in the world.
23 hours a day.
Yeah, I mean, you get an hour.
1 hour out, you're usually in a cage.
Right.
And talking to other inmates as if you were dogs.
How do you get used to being back around?
That's a lot of pain. And when we talk about the mentally ill that is going back into the jail, we have to look at how this is recycling itself.
It is.
If the prison is releasing their inmates from solitary confinement into the community, and then they recommit a crime, and then they're going into the jail, that's your mentally ill that we're talking about.
That is true.
Yeah.
So, we really need to make sure that we're opening this discussion to every possible thing that could happen.
Well, solution. Every possible solution.
Every possible solution.
Because dealing with the mentally ill, again, it will provide a solution to some of these these reoccurring, like you just said, that is our mentally ill.
That's right.
And it needs to be dealt with differently.
And the thing is that we don't, if we're just saying mentally ill, but we're not talking about long term.
Right.
We may be talking about people that have been in the system for a long time, and then they're the ones that we're talking about mentally ill.
But they suffer, I'm sorry, but that PTSD from the trauma from being in the system itself, you're considered traumatized. If you're a child and you're in the system at all, they consider you a traumatized child.
Right.
So why don't they do that with the adults?
Exactly.
It makes no sense.
It just makes sense that we... But one of the objectives of the forum is to identify a pattern and practice of problems with our jail, bail, and prison systems. So we've already identified some patterns and practices that are going on, and what we're wanting the community to do is to come out so that they can pile in on some of these concerns, because even if the Secretary of Correction doesn't make it, we're going to make sure that he gets these concerns. We're not going to just hold on to him. We're going to make sure that, he hears these concerns.
Right.
And it's up to every one of us to make sure that judges, prosecutors, the police departments, all of them need to be a part of the reform that needs to take place. We cannot, stand by and see judges put their signs out, and how do we really know if they're fair and impartial if we've never seen their record? Okay, so if you tell me that you're fair and partial, don't just expect for me to believe it. I need to see how you sentence people. Is there any disparity in the sentencing for the same crime? That's when I can determine, as a citizen and as a registered voter, if you are really about what you say you are.
Did you see how many judges? Because this show that we're doing right now will be airing after the primary, because the primary is actually tomorrow. But did you notice how many judges are running unopposed?
Unopposed. And that happens so often.
I mean, the majority?
What?
Yeah. The majority.
We haven't been paying attention as a society.
Thank
you. We really haven't.
We have been allowing this to go on because the fact that all these judges are Republican, that seems to be the thing to do. Is become Republican. No Democrat opposes you.
I know.
And so in the primary, you just make it on because there's no one there to oppose you.
That's right.
And so try to get a judge to come to a forum.
Good luck.
Okay. Because we're trying.
Who are you trying to get?
We've been trying to get any one of them. We've really been trying to get Judge Fleetwood because he knows a lot about the bond system.
Right.
He knows a lot about the sentencing disparities. We've already invited him, so we're waiting.
What about Dewey?
We would love to get any one of them there, really.
Have you spoken
They
to
all
them
need to be
first?
there to listen.
Well, let's see how the election turns out tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then you and I will chat and I'll make some phone calls.
Right. We all need to make some phone calls.
That's what I'm saying.
Even those, we need to make phone calls to even the wardens.
Right.
Even if they don't make it here, the public needs to say, hey, you should have been there. We need
Why
you
can't
there.
they send a representative if the
why wouldn't they be responsible to send someone?
Well, this is where the outrage has to come from the public. If we don't get that out, then you don't know why they're not there. So we're saying that we're extending the olive branch.
Right.
We want them there. The people, the families want them there. They want to be able to ask questions outside of the prison system, bring them to the community, a fair and balanced approach. So, why wouldn't you try to make it or send someone?
Well, it's kind of like, why didn't we have any judges come on the show?
I feel like it's because we don't sign their paycheck.
But technically we do.
Technically, but
It's not that technically is long gone.
Yeah. Well, we've got to be smarter. If not these elections, we've got to start being more strategic for further elections. We cannot continue to allow, these signs to be placed in our yards when we really don't know enough about these candidates.
If I didn't know some of these judges that are running, I mean, I've known them since high school. So, I mean, some of these guys, even back in the 80s, I partied with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's really funny how some of the now Republicans, by the way, I'm not going to mention names, I mean, these guys were like the hardcore partiers back in the 80s, and I'm looking at them now going, seriously? Why didn't we have phones like we have now back then?
Okay,
Boy,
because
I'd be having all kinds of fun today. You know? But we did. We
took care of a few
we
problems
set
with
back
video.
all of these years because I think that even we were talking about this earlier today. A lot of what we see right now is a repeat. Okay, we got so busy worrying about. We have to have this kind of tennis shoes. We have to drive this kind of car. We have to do this. This consumerism mentality, that I have to have this. I have to have that.
We've got to be real servants.
Yeah.
Well, I think we became self-servant.
Yeah.
And in doing all that, and we need to be selfless.
And when you do that, though, you lose the focus of everything that's going on in your community
That's right.
around you, and that's where we've lost it.
And that's where success comes from. Success is being alert to what's going on around you. And if the jail system is creating a drowning hole where people are falling into it, if the bail system is so extensive to the point where people can't afford it and only those who can get justice, if the prison system is creating a avenue where they're not accredited, but yet schools are the ones constantly in a position to get funds. We've got to do something about this.
I know. I think we're going to have you back. Okay.
Saturday, August 13th, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., and we will interchange the panels throughout the day. So this is a free event. You don't have to pay anything. Donations are accepted, but this is a free community event. And, all the organizers are very hopeful that, the people will appreciate having this opportunity because it doesn't come very often.
I know.
And a lot of us that are doing it, it takes a lot of time and effort to get this done away from our own families.
I know.
And, we hope that people will take advantage of this opportunity.
I just want to get back. Go ahead.
Do you have anything online for us to be able to share with our listeners?
It's posted on, Justice Keeper's Facebook page.
Okay.
Racial profiling. Mass incarceration. It's also on Kansas Exposed. Mike Schatz is also one of the sponsors for this event. So this is what we're doing.
Okay.
I love you.
All of us.
I know. I love you, girl. I love
All of us.
I think we're going to need more of this. Okay, so real people, real life. Woo!
Real People, Real Life is brought to you by these fine sponsors.
Albero Cafe, like a vacation to Italy, with Wichita's best Italian dining. Open Monday to Saturday. Happy hour Monday to Thursday, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Enjoy our featured cocktails, lovely wines, and famous martinis. Albero Cafe.
Easy Pay Auto Sales, 2305 South Broadway. Our goal is to make your next auto buying experience nice and easy. We specialize in getting you the best prices with the most reasonable down payments. Bad credit, no worries. We keep it hassle-free and no crazy gimmicks. You can even call and make your payments over the phone with your credit or debit cards. Keeping it nice and easy for you at Easy Pay Auto Sales, 2305 South Broadway. Find us on Facebook.
When you look good, you feel amazing. Let 2NVMe help you. Straight, wavy curls, volume, or 100% virgin hair is the best in the world. The perfect professional business look, the perfect fun lady social look, the perfect beautiful night on the town. You can be all of those and more with real hair extensions from 2NVMe. 6160 East 21st Street North, Suite 220. Buy online with free shipping at 2NVMe.com. You deserve to feel fantastic.
Kiter Nursery Landscape Outlet, located at 6441 South Broadway, is your year-round growing headquarters. Every spring and fall, our greenhouses are full of the most beautiful flowers, trees, hanging baskets, and more, sure to add beauty for years to come. We are also a gardener's dream come true. From veggies to herbs, we have the best. Decorative planting pots and yard art, the most in one place. Smoking barbecue wood to wood for your indoor and outdoor fireplaces. Kiter Nursery Landscape Outlet, come grow with us. Find us on Facebook, open 7 days a week.
Hi, this is Golden of the King's Kids at the King's Corner. It's my favorite time of year again. Summertime! At Credit King, my dad and everyone here have summer fun of mine. This SUV is perfect perfect for family vacation. Mustang's Big Times 40 fun. Heading to the lake for some fishing? This truck right here. Dad can get you taken care of even with bad credit. Yep, my dad's like a superhero. Thank you, Dad. Credit King Auto Sales. Summer savings at 31st Street South and Broadway. Go CreditKing.com. Nobody does it better than the King.
Welcome back once again, Real People, Real Life.
America.
America. So, Lord have mercy. So, what we've been talking about, back so that you understand here, Juanita with Justice Keepers. Juanita, we go back a few years, but things have changed a lot. And I think that's kind of what we were talking about here on the break. Would you agree, would anybody else agree that it was probably about that mid-'80s where we started seeing the change, okay, if you will, and some of the community policing and some of the revenue generating opportunities from the police department? Does that make sense?
I can't answer that question. It would date me.
Oh God!
You were still a great
I was
years old.
Are you kidding me?
You were
I don't
how
think I was born yet. Did you say 80s?
I don't know.
Yeah, but I remember that. I mean, we were talking about that
Yeah.
last week or something like that. But I think because you talk about the whole Black Lives Matter movement and really the adversarial role that the police have now, and not to take anything away from the Black Lives Matter thing too, but I feel the same way about the police because I've being a white kid from Kansas, have been harassed all the time, especially in Newton.
Get it out there.
There are some good ones in Newton, and those ones they will stand against.
But
the
I'll tell you what, and a lot of it
is bad in Newton.
and it is, and the system.
My kid might be watching the video, so be nice.
He's the one that's going to edit this. He'll be the one that's taking.
Yeah, but I'm going to leave that in there.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. But part of it, like you were talking about, there's a whole different role that they had with serving and protecting now to be revenue generating.
Yeah.
Instead of their funds coming from our tax dollars, we don't want to pay for that anymore. So that's why they're out there with their mandatory tickets and quotas and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I've had two friends in Newton get pulled over for DUIs on their bicycles because they worked at the bar going home and lost their driver's license for a year on their bicycle.
Now you're targeting them on their bikes.
On their bikes. And then I had
Lawnmowers, too.
another friend of mine got a ticket last week for stopping 4 inches in front of the stop sign. 4 inches in front of the stop sign. Now, who does that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not just, the police have created this situation themselves, and I don't have a whole lot of empathy for what's happening, the backlash that's happening right now.
I wouldn't know so much as the police as the city leaders dictate.
It's
we want
your
the money,
politicians.
you go out and earn it.
That's part of it too. That's part of it too.
It's the politicians that have been elected into office, and that's why I cannot say this enough. And people look at me like, what difference does it make? It makes a lot of difference, okay? You need to be paying as much attention to what's going on in your local elections as you do spending hours and hours feuding and fighting with each other on Facebook over the presidents, okay?
Right.
Seriously? I mean, Lord have mercy. There was a guy over the weekend that was just, I love you too. He was just going nuts, right? And then this one guy that I just happen to know, he's with the Animals, the Midwest Battle Buddies, we love you. And so he says something, and because of his military background. And man, out of nowhere, he just gets like boom, barrage. I mean, all these people just started tearing him down. And I'm like, when did we start treating our veterans like this? Seriously? Openly?
We treat each other like this, especially on
we need to
social
cool
media.
it.
Somebody wouldn't sell me an Xbox because I was going to vote for Trump, or they thought.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm on this show, and so they automatically assumed that I don't know where they got that, but literally.
That's not even fair.
They sent me some hate.
We have Rhodey, okay? There is no way that's going to happen.
Okay, let love lead the way.
Love lead the way. I think that's
Because,
good.
hate is having too much play here, so we really need to get
That's what
back
I'm
to
trying to
loving
do.
one another.
Get back to being positive and helpful.
Whether it's, I think that community barbecue that the police did was
What
a
a
great
positive
opportunity.
thing.
That was awesome.
Oh my God, I love that.
It was really nice being able to interact,
Yeah.
and talk to the officer about your concerns, Even if you were a little irate, there were enough people around to calm you down.
Yeah.
So, I think that, we really need to get back to liking each other.
Thank you.
Loving each other.
Yeah.
Doing
Front porches.
things for each other.
Right.
Remember when we had that one gentleman on the show who was with when Wichita Independent Neighborhoods? Remember?
Yes, James.
Okay. Yeah.
Roseboro.
Face to face with.
Love him. Okay, and he said some things that day, and I've seen him, since then. But it was going back to we need to get out into our front porches. We need to get out into our streets. We need to get out and be more part of our communities. And he said that's been a big part of the problems that he's seeing in the Wichita independent neighborhoods is everybody's just like,
well, it's everywhere anymore.
It's everywhere. It's not just
social
Wichita.
media. The ability to communicate without having to step out of your house has taken the need for people to interact, and then also all the benefits of interacting with others away. You don't even realize it till it's gone. Well, guess what? We've lost that social, like, I mean, do you know your neighbors? Do you know your neighbors?
Yes, please.
Polite. Well, I do.
Yeah, I wave to my neighbors. I know my neighbors, but I'm obnoxious. So,
and what I would say to you is that I think that you and your buddies that are having a problem with Newton Police, y'all need to call a meeting with the police captain, and politely express your concerns to the captain or the chief. So that it doesn't become a boil over into something else. This is where we really all need to try to work, to communicate. And this is why we put on these forums, so that people will have a chance to communicate in a structured environment with their elected officials, with those people that, are housing people that they love.
And that's a good point. It
is.
The other thing I would say on that is like, me doing that, not like going on TV and talking about this isn't bad enough, but I can guarantee, and I know you'll probably understand that, but that puts a target on my back, and then they're really going to come after me.
Well, and that's the thing. If they put a target on your back after you went to them diplomatically, then that's when you go on TV or your video set, and that's when you express your outrage.
Some people that have a TV show too.
Because that's how I feel like that's how I've had to do things. When I give people a chance to work with me diplomatically, and then if that doesn't happen, or if you decide you want to retaliate, then I'm not going for that either.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Isn't this one thing that keeps a lot of participation down?
Yeah, that is one of the things that keeps participation down is
the fear of retaliation.
The fear of retaliation. People fear that if I speak out about the prison, that they're going to somehow
make it worse on their loved ones, or make it worse on them. Visitation rights are used as a threat constantly for things that they're doing that are wrong.
Even though their policy dictates that visitation is something that helps increase a man's peace within himself.
Right.
When they have visitation, but they use that as a leverage to take that away from the family members.
There's so much that needs to be reformed.
Thank you.
Our criminal justice system is broken. It was said by the ACLU that was at the Criminal Justice Forum.
Were they there?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
And so they are planning on being at the panel as well.
Oh, good.
We have Senator Letha that'll be on the panel. We have Gail Finney.
Oh, sweet.
Who are always courageous enough to come and speak out about issues or be on the panel.
Do you have anybody from the city coming?
Huh?
Anybody from the city level?
We have extended those invitations. We would love to have someone from the city manager, city council people. Even if they're not on the panel, they need to come and hear what the issues are. And interact our elected officials to come out and interact with the people that they say that they care about.
Yeah. Can I tell you something when we're talking about this? And I want you to think about this too. If you've ever had to go to the prisons, and visit a loved one, you're probably the best people I want to know. Seriously, think about it. Okay,
because you've done past every test, security.
You have had to go through everything you can possibly imagine to just be able to see that person.
Yeah.
Okay. You may have to drive, 3 to 4 to 5 hours to get to wherever they're at now, and then you've got to go through the whole process, and you
got to take off your shoes. You got to take off your jewelry. You got to
what?
And it's been. I haven't had to go visit a loved one since mid-90s, somewhere in there. So for me, it's been a while.
Because anything can activate the sensors.
Right. But since then, since the mid-90s, we went back and talked about the mid-80s, now I'm talking about mid-90s, to now, in the mid-90s, there wasn't anything like what we've been talking about today at the Federal Corrections Facility at, was it Lansing?
El Dorado?
Lansing is a state.
Yeah.
Okay, the other one.
All of them are Lansing, Hutchinson,
Topeka.
El Dorado, Topeka.
Yeah, that's the one at Topeka. Anyway, I was never
Ellsworth,
driving there.
Norton, they're all state run.
Yeah.
Larned.
Larnard was not used to be our
that.
hospital too.
You're talking about Leavenworth.
Leavenworth, that's it.
Yeah.
That sucker's intimidating. Okay,
Yeah.
because you've got those big old, And do you know that was where they brought back the death penalty, and that was a dude that was hung there? Do you know that?
No.
We did not have the death penalty here in the state of Kansas, and I want to say it was the late 1800s. Oh God, I've got so many numbers and things in my brain some days, or the early 1900s, and God, I mean, his crimes were so incredibly documented for that back then, without the technology that we have now. And dang, man. Anyway, that's the reason that they built the whole, hanging and all that, was that white dude. I mean, God, he just lived to kill. And his biggest thing was back then on the railroads. And he lived to kill. He lived to rape. That's what he did. Was children.
Well, back then, we also took care of things a lot differently.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't get to go to jail. Your family found out about it, and you became pig food.
Well, yeah, that's true too. But I'm just saying, I mean, that facility.
Well, and that's why we got to have oversight, because it may be one crime that created a law,
right?
But if there's no oversight, after a while, it begins to affect other people in a different way.
That's my other point I want to come to. I mean, this was over 100 years ago. Right. Okay, so if 100 years ago the people were willing to come together, and whether you like it or not, the bottom line is they came back with the death penalty, which we did not have before. But his crimes were so horrific, and there were so many victims, that's what they did. But my point is, a century ago, people still had the ability to come together and think and say, you know what, let's change a few things here.
Right.
And that's what we desperately need right now.
Yeah, and that's where, we desperately need we the people. If that's what the Constitution says, is that we the people, it needs to be we the people that begin to work toward the solutions.
Thank you.
And making sure that our elected officials are listening to us as we present those solutions.
I'm with you. All right, I want to say thank you big time to Juanita with Justice Keepers, and don't forget the Jail Bail and Prison Forum Part 2. It's going to be coming up here
August 13th, 11 to 2 p.m. at the Ford Rockwell Library.
On 9th between Edgemore and Woodlawn.
Woodlawn.
There you go. We'll see you back in just a bit.
Real People, Real Life is brought to you by these fine sponsors.
Easy Pay Auto Sales, 2305 South Broadway. Our goal is to make your next auto buying experience nice and easy. We specialize in getting you the best prices with the most reasonable down payments. Bad credit, no worries. We keep it hassle-free and no crazy gimmicks. You can even call and make your payments over the phone with your credit or debit cards. Keeping it nice and easy for you at Easy Pay Auto Sales, 2305 South Broadway. Find us on Facebook.
Kiter Nursery Landscape Outlet, located at 6441 South Broadway, is your year-round growing headquarters. Every spring and fall, our greenhouses are full of the most beautiful flowers, trees, hanging baskets, and more, sure to add beauty for years to come. We are also a gardener's dream come true. From veggies to herbs, we have the best. Decorative planting pots and yard art, the most in one place. Smoking barbecue wood to wood for your indoor and outdoor fireplaces. Kiter Nursery Landscape Outlet, come grow with us. Find us on Facebook, open 7 days a week.
Real People, Real Life is brought to you by these fine sponsors.